Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. I'm all things sugar and shade Sade. Hey, this is the recap and I am talking Love Island USA season 7 episode 14. But before I get into it, make sure you like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, leave a comment for me and share with a friend. So here's what I think are episode 14's best bits. So just to recap, Jeremiah and Huda are not on good terms. Jeremiah is now coupled up with Iris and Huda is single in the villa. The next day, Jeremiah actually tries to apologize to Huda. Now, do not get me wrong. I know Jeremiah problematic. Some even might say toxic. I say toxic, to be honest, but I can't lie. In this moment, it seemed like he genuinely wanted to make amends, or he genuinely wanted at least the public to see that he had thought about his actions and wanted to try and smooth things over. We don't trust Jeremiah over here. Not at all. So first up, he tries to explain the reasons why their relationship broke down. He says he feels like they moved to intimacy far too quickly. He feels like they skipped the best friend part. He also feels like they got too relationshipy super quickly. And in his opinion, he thinks that the best way for them to move forward in a healthy way is to become friends. And I can't lie, I'm like, fair. This is fair. If they want to try and resolve this or try to hold on to something and not destroy it all, I do think this is a fair approach. Now, I do also think that the producers told him to do this. I do. But I do think it's fair. It's sensible and it stops him looking like a completely toxic a-hole. Now, Huda's response to this is like, I'm hurt. The other day, I'm all over you. Now I'm not. I was sharing so many vulnerable things with you. And now you want us to go back to being friends. Personally, I was like, friends? Were you ever friends? They moved so quickly. I think he's right. They didn't even get to that friend stage. They were straight into each other, very lustful, very fast, way too quickly. Now, while this is happening, Iris is with Jalen, watching from across the villa, and she is getting a little bit annoyed because while Huda and Jeremiah are talking, Huda is rubbing her feet on Jeremiah. So from a distance, it looks like they're super cozy. And Iris doesn't like this very much. And she's just like, yeah, them two are crazy together. They can keep each other. Huda says to Jeremiah, I can't just be buddy-buddy with you. I'm hurt. Fair. He tries to explain to her, that's not what I'm saying. I actually wish that we're a couple and I could be there for you. At this point, I'm thinking, Jeremiah, are you trying to get away or are you trying to stay? Which one is it? Because it sounded like you don't know. Now, Huda hears this and she's like, well, this is part of the problem because we had this long conversation the day before and you still went to sleep in the bed with Iris. And Jeremiah's like, I'm not sleeping in soul ties. Did she expect him to go and sleep with Ace in soul ties? That is wild. But Jeremiah's point is, me and you are not in a good place. So it doesn't make sense for me to go and sleep in soul ties. But of course, we know the real reason. He wants to keep his options open. And rightly so at this point in time. Huda immediately starts to get pissed. She says she's not going to elaborate again. She's not going to tell him what to do again. And she says, if this is what you think is going to make me like you. And Jeremiah says, I'm not trying to make you like me. And Huda takes this the wrong way and the hurricane hits. She explodes. She's like, don't effing talk to me then. She gets up, she throws the pillow that she had on her lap. Girl, calm down. Jeremiah is confused. I don't know why, because you know what this girl is like. And Huda literally starts walking away. Everyone in the villa is shocked, looking over, trying to see what happened now and how did they get there. Iris is looking and she's like, crash out number 15. See, Iris doesn't have to do a goddamn thing. All Iris has to do is be, because Huda's doing this to herself. She's losing control so quickly, it's not making her look good at all. Anyway, she marches over to the other islanders who are watching, and she starts complaining, obviously, straight away. And she's swearing, calling Jeremiah out of his name again. I think she calls him a D. I think she calls him a B. Like, everything but his name. And she also kind of twists what he's saying. She tells the other islanders that he said he doesn't care about her, which is not what he said. He was trying to explain that I think we should be friends. And she made it sound much worse than it was. Now, I do think two things can be true at the same time, because I think for her, the way she interpreted it is very, very real for her, although it might not be based in the reality of everybody else. I just hope that she's being supported by the on-site therapist for her mental health, because this is a lot. While she's going on and on and on, you can see Taylor looking like, can you guys see this? She's going off, right? She's crashing out, right? You can see he's literally looking like, this girl is crazy. And Huda, she's going on and on and on, and she's not reading the room. And one by one, most of the islanders leave, and she's left with Taylor and Amaya. And she really doesn't get that they are moving because of her behavior. It's a shame, really. She's actually so clueless. And if she doesn't get that revelation soon, this is not going to be a good look for her. I mean, it's not a good look for her now, but it could be much, much worse. And I fear that it might be. So it's evening time, and none of the islanders know what's in store. And as they're coming down the stairs, Jeremiah grabs Iris's hand. He's being friendly with her. He pulls out her seat for her to sit down, and Huda is there. And first of all, she's just standing there. She turns her back, and then the emotions get too much. And so she walks off crying. She is so upset that she is hyperventilating in the bathroom. Hannah has to come and console her and help her pull it together. But it's just another sign that Huda is not okay. She really isn't okay at the moment. And her mood seems to be determined by what Jeremiah is doing. Now, do I think this is a bit dramatic? Yeah, of course. Bearing in mind, before that, in the makeup room when they were getting ready, Huda was a bit rude. Do you know what I mean? She was a little bit rude to Orlandria, because Orlandria was asking her kind of like, okay, to get out of this situation, what do you need to do? What are your non-negotiables? Trying to understand from Huda's point of view, what is she looking for? Where are our boundaries? And Huda was just like, yeah, I don't want to talk about this right now. I'll talk about it later. Like, okay. Heaven forbid a girl's girl is trying to talk to a girl's girl to help her with a situation. What the hell? Rude. Also, I do actually appreciate Sierra telling Huda that she should stop it with the name calling when it comes to Jeremiah. Huda, of course, in this moment doesn't take any accountability, and she is like, well, I was crashing out. Like, girl, I'm hoping, I don't know why I'm hoping. I don't know why, because Huda hasn't really displayed anything to say that she is able to take accountability. She can change her ways at all. But bearing in mind, it's only been 2 weeks. So who knows? Maybe she'll be able to develop a real understanding of where she went wrong. And maybe we'll be able to see that journey. But right now, she's in the dark. And then we have the recoupling. The recoupling is nothing like I've ever seen before. It was so dramatic. Let me just repeat this again. I'm obviously from the UK, where Love Island began. But you see the USA? Oh my God. They've taken this concept and they have 10x'd it. This recoupling was chef's kiss. Absolutely amazing. Well done, guys. Well done, producers. So Ariana enters the villa. She looks amazing. I love the dress. I love the pink. I love the cutout in the stomach area showing her, what do you call those? Washboard abs. Amazing. Didn't like the hair, but loved everything else. And the islanders are absolutely shook. They have no idea what's coming next. So she brings them around the fire pit and explains what's happening. It's a recoupling, but with a twist. In the garden, they have these pop-up doors with all the girls' names on them. How did they make this happen? How did no one see? I don't know, but editing tricks, production, all that kind of stuff. In this recoupling, the girls have to go through the door and lock the door. Once they've locked the door, they're going to text the name of the person they want to be coupled up with. One by one, the boys will stand in front of the door of the girl that they want to couple up with. They will then try and open the door. If the door opens, it's a match. They are new couple. If it doesn't open, it's not a match. Any girl left behind a closed door or any guy unable to open a door will be single and vulnerable and at risk of being dumped from the island. Oh my God. I was sitting there like, what? It was so juicy, such a simple concept, but I love the visual, bringing that visual to life. Is the door open? I can go through. If it's not, there's none for you. That rhymes. I didn't even mean to do that. So Nick is up first, super easy, goes to Sierra's door opens, they're a couple. Makes sense. Then it's Pepe with Hannah. Again, very easy to predict. They genuinely feel like America got it right with them. And you can see that Hannah has moved on fairly quickly from Chelley. Let's see how that plays out. And I really am hoping that Hannah stays in till Casa and they bring back Chelley in Casa and more. That's what I want to happen. Next up is Austin. Now, I can't lie, I didn't know which way Austin was going to go because he was getting closer to Amaya. He also done a gym session with Chelley. So who knows which way he's going to go? Is he going to release himself from the shackles of Chelley, or is he going to do something new with Amaya? And you know what this guy did? He done something new with Amaya. He opened her door and it's a match. These two are now a brand new couple. I'm happy for them. They've got a similar energy and they're both kind of forcing it. I don't think he likes her enough. I don't think she likes him enough, but I would like Amaya to stay. So if that has to happen through Austin for the moment, okay, then I can live with that. Now, Chelley is a little bit shocked because she's just like, I didn't even know these guys had a connection like that. And okay, Chelley, I get you. And I do like Chelley, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you've been keeping this man at 6 feet away like it's COVID conditions. So I think it's okay that he moves on, okay? Next up, we have Ace. You know, we did see that he had a connection with Iris before, but he actually went for it and picked Chelley. Finally! Oh my God. Although, big caveat, he has been displaying some red flags recently, you know, or maybe throughout. I don't think I'm here for the Chelley and Ace show. I am in the principle and what they can represent, but for reality, like real life, no. This is not the guy for her. Anyway, Chelley is over the moon. You can see how happy she is. She's literally glowing. And Ace gives a very nice speech. He actually does do well in his speeches. He said he likes her because she challenges him, helps him be vulnerable, helps him be creative, that when she walks down the stairs, she brings light into every room, that she's gorgeous. He was saying a bunch of nice stuff. And he said he's excited to get to know her as well. I bet you something for nothing. I bet she's not going to sit her down and say to her, don't touch me, don't call me babe, we're not kissing outside of challenges. I bet he's not going to do that like he did Amaya. He owes that girl an apology. I don't care. Like, he actually really does. We need to see that before the end of the season. Okay, so next it's Jalen. Oh, Jalen has focused all of his attention on Landria. And then he goes to her door and it's not opening. Oh, it was difficult. It was hard to watch. It's such a simple action, like pressing the door handle. Oh, secondhand embarrassment. Very cringe. Yeah, he has to go and sit on the bleachers because it's not a match. So he is now single and vulnerable. Next up is Taylor. And Taylor, of course, has a pep in his step because he goes straight to Olandria, opens the door, and they are a match and they are a couple again. Now, am I happy for Olandria? I'm happy because she's happy. However, Taylor is not her man. I don't think so. I don't think Taylor likes Olandria like Olandria likes Taylor. But then even then, I think she picked Taylor because she's really familiar with him. She said being back with him feels like home. I think she's like a better the devil you know type girl. Then lastly is Jeremiah. Jeremiah has to choose between Huda and Iris. This brother was smiling way too much for my liking. I'm not gonna lie, I did not like that at all. So he is taking his time, and then he does this thing where he kind of steps on Huda's path and then quickly kind of jumps over to Iris's and opens Iris's door, which means it's a match and they are now a couple. Huda, being the observant girly that she is, can hear this and she immediately drops to the floor like a friggin' Nollywood actor. It was very dramatic. And while this is happening, the soundtrack at this moment is Natalie Imbruglia's Torn, which I absolutely love that song. I really do. And you can just hear, I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed, lying naked on the floor. Illusions never change into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late. I'm already torn. Honestly, oh my God, it is a great karaoke song if you don't know it. The music was given AI, but honestly, it added to the drama. It really did. It was such a good scene. I know this is their real lives, I know, but it was very, very, very entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Iris, as you can imagine, is super happy because the feeling is mutual with Jeremiah. Jeremiah says that he chose Iris because, you know, none of this was her fault. America put her in the eye of the storm and she has been nothing but cool and understanding about the whole situation. She's been there for him, checking up on him, and yeah, he wants to give it a go. And Iris is like, we talked and we agreed that we're going to explore our connection. And I can't lie, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because Huda and Jeremiah together are very, very toxic. And also the other islanders are getting sick of their behavior. They were even chatting them today and everything. It's a lot. Like, no one can talk about anything else apart from Jeremiah and Huda. Anyway, we see Huda compose herself and then Ariana calls her to come through her door. And there is a pause. And that pause is pregnant 9 months. It was a long pause. It was a long pause. And everyone's anticipating her coming through and what we're going to see, or whether another hurricane Huda is going to hit. And of course, she doesn't frigging disappoint. She finally comes through the door and everyone turns to look at her. Ariana asks her, was your door unlocked for Jeremiah? And she says, it was. I know this chick was trying so hard to be calm, but you can tell she's absolutely raging. Ariana asks her, why? Huda begins to unload. She says, he told me that she's not his type. He told me he's not attracted to her. He told me he didn't want to sleep in a bed with her. He told me he still cares about me. And this was another chance for him to prove that. Once again, Jeremiah's failed. Then she turns towards him. Congratulations, you're a D. Everyone is shocked. Ariana is shocked. You can see Ace like, huh? You can see Taylor like, what the hell is going on? Everybody is like, this woman, she's going to explode. Jeremiah just continues to smile, his arm around Iris, and he says, this is it. I didn't pick Huda because what we have is too toxic. What can anyone say? Huda's proven him right in that moment, and Jeremiah knows it. Now, Huda, of course, she's got to respond. And she says, go on with your safe option. Go on with your scapegoat. She meant scapegoat. That's what she meant in that moment. Bless her. But she's big mad. But what I didn't like about this was the way she's talking about Iris, like she's not there, like almost dehumanizing her. It wasn't nice. It really, really wasn't nice. At the end of the day, both Jeremiah and Iris chose each other. And at some point, Huda's going to have to come to terms with that. So now both Jalen and Huda are both vulnerable. And then the next twist comes, which Ariana tells them that one person will be dumped from the island. And now the islanders need to choose who's going to stay. Is it going to be Huda? Is it going to be Jalen? And they have to vote with their bodies and go and stand next to the person they want to stay. This is absolutely brutal. To be honest, they should have probably both went home or get to couple up together. No, that would be pointless. I think they probably should have both went home, to be honest. The people that voted for Huda were the following: Sierra, Amaya, Chelley, Ace. Although Huda tried to hold Ace's hand and he was like, He said something like hell no or something like that and just moved away from her quietly, but that did happen. That was weird. Iris, strange choice. Why would you want her to stay there? But okay. Orlandria, Taylor, and Hannah. Those are all the people that voted for Huda, and the people that voted for Jalen to stay were Nick, Austin, Jeremiah, and Pepe. And by that count, that means Huda is staying and Jalen is going home. And bless Jalen, he was just so happy and grateful for the experience. He's from a small town. This is his first time out of the country, the first time he's got his passport, and he's had a whale of the time. It just didn't work out with him in Orlandria. What is annoying me, because Taylor, I suspect he does not like Orlandria the way he's pretending that he does. He's latched on to her, and Orlandria's missed an opportunity with Jalen to have something real. It's really sad. This vote, in my opinion, has totally, again, empowered Huda, and also it's enabling her as well. It's like not being truthful about the impact that she has on the villa, which is extremely disruptive, extremely chaotic, and not really environment that anybody should be in. I don't know how they're going to come out of this. I don't know how she's going to unlearn this behavior in such a short amount of time. Anyway, the whole thing is super overwhelming, and Iris kind of runs off. Hannah follows her, and you can see that this has taken its toll on Iris a bit. Huda comes over and actually thanks her. But to me, that thank you was, yeah, you kissed the ring, rightly so. That's the energy it was giving me, if in my opinion. In my opinion. Jalen leaves the villa. We don't actually see Orlandria and Jalen have a chat like Charlie and Hannah did. Like, I don't know why we didn't see that, but we didn't. Maybe they didn't want to. I don't know. And that was the end of the episode. I am very excited for the next episode that comes out on Thursday. Oh my God. I just want to know what the impact is. In the tomorrow night, they were just showing that the islanders are getting a bit bored of Huda and her antics. And I think if a recoupling or some sort of vote comes up again and Huda is in the firing line, I don't think they're going to save her unless she drastically changes her ways. So looking forward to all of that. And we got some brand new couples. How is Ace and Chelley going to get along? How is Austin and Amaya going to get along? It's going to be interesting. Okay, folks, you know, if you made it to the end, I love you the most. So thank you so much. Make sure you like this video. Leave me a comment as well. And share with like-minded people. Also subscribe to my channel so you never miss a video. And guys, remember, I'm going live all week except Saturday from about 10:15 in the evening, British summer time. So I'll see you then. See ya.